Hello and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to look at something about the Amico. The name's Mullis, Mike Mullis. I wouldn't shout that in public. What I'm talking about is a GoldenEye video, but I did see. I've been getting into it on Xbox Game Pass, and I absolutely love it. But you see some sort of really dodgy, because they made some. Someone made like a proper remastered version, and for whatever reason, Xbox didn't release that one. They just released the old Nintendo 64 version. But you see some really dodgy character models, 3D character models, with their eyes all over the place and things like that. And that picture of Mike Mullis looks exactly like one of those dodgy 3D models. So it's a very unfortunate image, isn't it? He's like sort of if you try to order Gary Oldman on Wish, that's what you get. But what we'll do first, before we get to Mike Mullis, is we're going to talk about why do some people talk loudly and constantly at concerts. But hey Dom, you uploaded this separately yesterday. Yeah, I know, but nobody watched it, so I'm just giving you a 2-for-1 here, a special 2-for-1 offer. 2 for the price of 1. It didn't even cost you the 1. But before we get to that, I'll just have a sip of my wine here. Just a quick little video here, because I went to see Go West in concert the other night, supported by Cutting Crew. I'm not going to say where it is on this video, but 2 fantastic 80s bands on the same stage, not at the same time. Just Cutting Crew went on first, then Go West came after. I love Cutting Crew because, excuse me, oh, snorty pops. Well, time to my throat to start going all funny, and my nose. I thought like Cutting Crew would be on like about, I don't know, maybe half an hour or so. I thought I want more, but Go West, they might take the lion's share of it. But Cutting Crew. I mean, the 2 hits you may remember are "I've Been in Love Before" and "I Just Died in Your Arms." But I knew songs from their first album, Broadcast, which I just played to death at the time, and I played it again recently, just sort of wanting to get into it again before they performed it. Hopefully some tracks on this gig. And they performed the first 3 tracks of the album, which are Any Colour, One for the Mockingbird, and I Just Died in Your Arms. And then, was that I've Been in Love? No, I've Been in Love Before. And then I Just Died in Your Arms. They said they were going to do 3 tracks, but then the very end of the gig they did I Just Died in Your Arms, along with a sort of cracking guitar solo from the guitarist, surprisingly enough. And it sounded like it was going to go into Pink Floyd's "Shine On You Crazy Diamond." If you know that song and the sort of the intro at the start of that, that's what it kind of felt like. I will say I've got that film, so we'll put that online soon. It was fantastic. But I've sort of kind of written out a script for this, which I'll sort of go through. But anyway, Cutting Crew around about 70 minutes, so an hour and 10 minutes, and Go West were just under an hour. There was a 30-minute break in between. So it's the first time I've ever seen a support act last longer than the main one. Now before this, I went to see, and I have put footage of that online, Suzanne Vega at the Buxton Opera House. In fact, I'm going to end up putting the the footage online, but you'll see there I won't mention in this video, but you'll see on that video when I put it up where it all took place. But yeah, the Buxton Opera House for Suzanne Vega, it was all very, very quiet. So this video is basically all about people talking through a gig. Nobody could have talked through the Suzanne Vega gig because it was that quiet. People would have been told to shut up and all the rest of it. And as I started looking this kind of thing on Reddit, I came across somebody who talked about a C6 Steve gig, where he again the music was that quiet, and there were 2 people just talking constantly, to the point where it's C6 Steve himself who told them to shut the hell up. Well, they put it rather more forcefully. But anyway, so I was sat in like row E, and you get the seats are in front. They're sort of kind of staggered, so you sort of sitting, you're sort of seeing in front of you, sort of, you're looking in between two people. Yet, say so the 4 seats that are in front of me, the 2 to the left were empty, and the 2 to the right were filled by this couple. So, anyway, they were not in my eye line, basically, while I was looking at the stage. But then, before too long, before we even started, yeah, the bloke moved to the left-hand side of his wife, so he had less distance to travel when he needed a frequent visit to the toilet. And then, then when he came back, yeah, he sat on her left. So that left them sat with a spare seat either side. And that was when the problems began. Every time they spoke to each other, they kept interrupting the gig, since as well as all the constant chatter from them, when they put their 2 heads together, it obscured my view. However, this meant there was now a free seat to their right, which was closer to the stage. So yeah, that would be row D, and sort of 2 seats further along, close to the centre. And yeah, it was not a sold out gig, but there are a few seats towards the back which are empty. But yeah, obviously if people don't turn up, then those seats will unwittingly be left empty. And so to that seat that was sort of to their right, I actually moved there during the interval while they went to go and get pissed at the bar. Now I hadn't even thought about moving seats, but from my same row I saw a woman do it when it turned out that some of her friends were 2 rows in front. So this gave me the idea to do the same. Now when the interval began, I've been thinking several times, just, will you shut up about telling them? Just like, shall I do it? Shall I do it? And it's like, do you do it? Because it's like, if you get, if you tell kids being disruptive in the street not to stop, not to keep doing what they're doing, it's only going to get worse. If kids play knock and run, you tell them not to do it, they'll just do it even more. Whereas if you don't tell them to do it, or you don't tell them not to do it, they'll just won't even think about it and they'll go away and not come back anyway. But yeah, as soon as you mention it, they'll just stick around longer and make hassle. Just reminds me, there's like a Simpsons thing years ago where Jimbo and the other 2 are giving Ned Flanders some grief down at the store, the left-handed store, and as soon as he says to them, they're about to move on anyway, but as soon as he says, can you move on, they're like, oh, and they just then start riding round him within the store. So sometimes it's best just not to say nothing. And what if they sort of, I don't know, depends how stupid they are, start throwing their drinks around. So yeah, when the interval began, I was about to ask them not to talk during part 2, but they quickly hot-footed it to the bar. But I then noticed that they had like about a gulp's worth full of lager in a pot. They sort of put that just to the back of their chair, so nobody would kick it over. Well, I noticed this, and I gently nudged it with my foot forward, so that when the next person walked down that row, they would kick it unwittingly. So when they came back, I noticed their reaction when they wondered why their drink had gone, and the floor was wet. Bit childish, yeah, but they were an absolute fucking dick for 70 minutes. Fucking pissed me off. And then during Go West, they kept talking. So at least they were to the left of me, so they're no longer in my eye line. And I was, filming it from time to time. I'll come back to that. But then again, if they weren't talking, they were just sat there on their mobile phones. It's bad enough when people do this in the cinema, but who pays £40 for a ticket each for a gig, not to watch what's happening? I mean, they must have been around the same age as me, the bloke older, I think. But so they would be well up with 80s bands, and why would you pay to go a gig and not watch it? And then at one point, Peter Cox, the Go West singer, he was handed a note to read out, referencing a particular woman in the audience. Yes, that was her name, the woman of the couple. He also read out the seat number, D17. Well, I'd started in E21. Sorry, it's not the arm for the mic. I started in E21 and then moved to D17 in the interval, since that was a husband's seat that he now vacated. However, I didn't win any prizes though. Still, when she had her name read out, she shrieked even louder. I was like, oh, for crying out loud. Elsewhere on the stage at one point, during the gig, one woman threw her knickers on stage at Peter Cox, but anyway. Now, on the plus side, it was great to hear some 80s hits played. But on the downside, since Go West was so brief, I just kept thinking, are they what songs have they missed? Because when they're about to finish with King of Wishful Thinking from Pretty Woman, and they said it was definitely their last song. I mean, no one believed them because they were all expecting an encore, especially because they'd been on for less than an hour. And I just started thinking, well, they must be coming back. Yeah, there must be an encore, because there must be still a few more songs they must have to play. I'm definitely sure there's a few. But no, as soon as they started to walk off, they all, I put pictures on during this, but as soon as they all start to walk off, after they've done like a take a bow thing, they all start to walk off, and the lights have come up at that point, and the generic music starts coming out the speakers. So I thought, no, shit, that really is it. And we all get up and we have to leave, and I'm thinking, this is not going to be a case where they all come back on, because even then, even when we'd all gone outside, I thought, shit, what if they all come back on? But of course they won't, because everyone's gone. But then, yeah, because it was so brief, I went through some of the songs afterwards. They didn't do Goodbye Girl from their first album, or other songs. I Want to Hear It From You, The King Is Dead, From Baltimore to Paris, What You Won't Do for Love. Plus, one other thing that annoyed me was that Cutting Crew looked like they really enjoyed being there, and a lot more than Go West. I mean, Go West still delivered the hits that they sang, but it just felt like they were all a bit tired of it all, Richard Drummond especially. I'm gonna say, oh fuck it, I'll give it away here when I mention this specs, but anyway, because it was amusing when Richard Drummond said they'd been for a walk around Stockport early that day. He had some lunch in the market, and I just thought, God, I wish I could have been there to bump into them and have a selfie, but it was the day it was on. I was working. Not that on a weekday I'd be going around Stockport Market anyway. It's usually pretty quiet on a weekday. Usually it only tends to be like a Saturday when it's busy. Even then, there's not a massive amount to see anyway. But yes, it's childish, it's not that little bit of drink over. But when you've had 70 minutes of chat, it's the least they deserve. The most they deserve is a whole pint each on top of their heads. Still, I wasn't going to pay £10 a pint just to do that. So as I say, I'll put up some footage soon. So as bad as this won't sound bad, but I mean, I've got a new phone that's nice, and it's good at recording stuff. So I basically recorded all of it. Well, for a few times, there were people people all stood up. About 4 songs in total for the night. And it felt okay to film the whole of a song. But most times I'd only film for about a minute or so. So, because I know it might be a bit obstructive to people watching me. And also, if you keep having your hand up in the air all that time, apart from it looking a bit odd, it just gets a bit. It's not the done thing, basically. And it's not like, and people will probably look at you thinking, oh, he's going to make loads of money putting that online, which you wouldn't, because YouTube's algorithm, whatever, would pick up that it's a commercial track and the studio would get the music. But yeah, so film so a lot of the tracks you got sort of video for about a minute or so, and then I just let it record the audio after that. So it wasn't like you missed anything visually. So yeah, that's my night. So what do you think of that? People talking. I mean, I can understand people talking a little bit here and there. Oh, would you like this song? Remember it when it came out, etc. Windy Pops. But my God, excuse me. They talk non-bloody stop. I thought it was disgusting. But some people said, I tried posting about it on Reddit, and most people were dicks on there, but there was nowhere else. There was nowhere you could sort of move during the gig. It was a sit-down gig. Sorry, a seated gig, and it was so you couldn't just get up and move somewhere else. You wouldn't know where to go anywhere. Anyway, that might be, free, and it just bloody obvious while the song's playing. So it was, and you'd be getting in people's way. It's like if you tried to go to the toilet during the middle of a song, which some people did. So, but it's just, how can people be such complete twats? So when people do that in the cinema, it's bad enough, because it's like, it's like they still think they're in their own front room. But at least you got someone you can go and tell to go and get them to shut up. But you can't really, you can't really do it easily in a gig thing like that. I mean, there are security guards, but they didn't seem to do anything. They didn't even seem to. Well, they certainly didn't notice. So I wonder what happened there. Maybe I should drop them a line and just ask them. Because that's they should be keeping an eye on shit like that. I was a bit annoyed earlier on when the night when I got there, and I don't know why they wouldn't let me take in a whole bottle of water. When I went to see Suzanne Vega, they did let me take it in. I said, "Well, certainly," it said, "It is water, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah, it's definitely not gin or vodka. I wouldn't be. I don't want to fall asleep during the gig." But anyway, I mean, it turned out the problem was the liquid inside. It's like, oh, we can't. I don't even know I can't even remember what their excuse was. But so I had to sort of empty it out there and then, and go and refill it in the toilet, which was right fucking ball ache to get to. I suppose we should just be at least glad we've still got somewhere in Stockport, because even though I've not been there for about 12 years. I went to see Jimmy Carr before that in 2011, but used to have the Davenport Cinema, and that got it was a theatre as well, and that got knocked down many years ago. Anyways, I definitely will end it now, but hey, reminiscing about old times. And now back to today's topic and the main feature. We're going to get to Mike Mullis on he's playing with his cornhole. Cornholio in my bunghole. And banga. Old Silvio Berlusconi kicked the bucket yesterday. So this is, I've seen bits of this. I went to do a video about this a little while ago because it's been out for a while, but my voice was completely knackered last week, so I couldn't do it. And it was last week by the time I heard about it. But I know Smash JT rather has made a video about it, and I don't want to look at his. I mean, I looked briefly at his video. I don't really want to review his video, etc., because he's just a fucking arse. So we're on to the cornhole, and of course, Mike Mullis is a very odd chap. You make a video about his hilarious Amico unboxing, and then he goes, you're making fun of my kids. You're making fun of my kids because he's autistic. Well, no, Mike Mullis. No one's making fun of your kid, and no one would make fun of anyone if they had any sort of autistic issues. No one's going to make any fun of any sort of health-related issues. What they're making fun of is you for forcing your kid into this. I mean, I said in that video that whichever the two it was, I don't know, the kid that was in the video just looked bored as hell, and he's like, oh, he's not bored. He's autistic and no. He was bored. You were forcing him. He was like you were like competitive dad on the Fast Show. Look up competitive dad on the Fast Show. There's bound to be clips on YouTube. Just always forcing his kids into doing stuff that he wants to do, and they don't give a flipping tinker's cuss. And that's what you're like, Mike Mullis. And I will just say at this point, I hope the microphone sound is coming across okay. I changed one of the settings to a different setting on the Blue Yeti, and it seemed to be perfectly fine, but sometimes there's still a bit of fine-tuning involved. Anyway, let's just get on with it.
If you like this video, please consider clicking the like button.
If you like this video, please consider, by all means, put like a little logo, little thing popping up going subscribe, etc. No one's gonna click subscribe to your video the moment it starts, because you haven't given a reason to click subscribe. Just put a little logo, when I was younger, I said I hated fucking logos, but just put something up that just says subscribe, and then if they want to subscribe, they will do. But you just standing there with your what's it on, it's not going to get them to subscribe. And yes, I probably mentioned that again. I used to live next door to a Jewish family when I was a kid. Not once were they sat there all day with the little caps on. Not once. So what he's doing there is he's just saying, I'm Jewish, you will listen to me. There. Always listen to me, but I am important because I'm wearing my little cap. That's what he's doing. He's such a wanker. Anyway, let's go on with it.
And if you want to see more, click click the subscribe button and hit that notification
Click the subscribe button.
bell. The original Next Level Gaming only happens when you are part of the family.
Fucking hell, it's embarrassingly cringe. Get on with it. So, yeah, I know there's a video that No Swear Gamer did where he just showed that the trees, and this is obviously the finished product for the Amico, the trees, the graphics were looking a fair bit better, and the board, etc. And clearly, you know, by the time they actually got to making something, well, not really made anything, but by the time they sort of got something out, they've obviously been like, it's obviously like those World of Tanks images, and they can't use them, they're not allowed to use them, so they just quickly knock something up in paint, and this is what we have now, because those trees look shit. But yeah, just remember, if you saw the I showed it briefly, the darts gameplay that DJC had, it was appalling. It was literally a case of just a quick jab in the air with the controller. You're not following it through like a dart, but a very, very quick jab, and it just flew all the way across, well, on the screen, and then just hit the board, and it hit the board in such a random place. There was no skill to it whatsoever. The game just did whatever it wanted to. And now this is just, to be honest, the way they're all standing like this, it looks like they want to throw it backwards, but they're obviously going forwards. And why it's filming them, I don't know. You know, Mike Mullis, if you don't want to have people making videos about your videos, and you know, and you've got kids in them, and you say, "Oh, don't put my kids in your videos." Don't put your kids in your own videos, dumbass. It's that bloody simple. And as someone else said, he made a whole big video about the Crayola event and filmed everyone else's kids. So, you know, fact of the matter is, you put it out there into the public domain, and it's, people have a right to use it. For this, it's fair use. If people go to a public, you know, event or whatever, then and you film it, you have the right to do so. So stop frigging moaning. So anyway, so we've seen how, look at how bad this the physics are in this game. Just go for it. So a quick flick, and the thing is, the game no longer, you know, it's like maybe they tried to get it such that you flick the wrist and you can sort of control the way it goes, but no, in the end it was just a case of you could stand there motionless with a controller and press a button, and it would just throw it anyway. It's got nothing. There's really nothing to it. And what's ace about that? It's fucking almost fallen off, and it's not even got anywhere near the bloody target. I mean, I've never played Cornhole, but that's anything but ace. You know, if you said you're ace at school, you get kids going, "Ah, easy, crappy effort." Yeah, funny. And of course, when there were kids in my school like that, and they go, "Hey, a crappy effort," you just wanted to smack the hell out of them. If you want to wee, go to the toilet. But yeah, it's yeah, you go too far, then that's what happens. So it just shows how bad this game is. You throw it what looks like exactly the same way as the previous one, and it just falls off the board.
That board is slimy.
Board is slimy?
Real slimy.
Is he talking about Tallarico?
I keep going back and forth. It's like a thing of the board.
Well, that's more ace than the first one. You know, at least it's got within the what's this. But again, it's just the game just puts the bean bags wherever it wants to. There's no physical skill. Yeah, right.
Wow.
Wonderful. I can't wait to play this game. So it looks like it takes about 5 seconds to master how to get it in the right place. So on to the next game, or is he going to force him to play this for 20 minutes or 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Again, just by luck rather than judgment. And the kids are like, oh, what, again?
It's a like game.
So you just have to, oh, just see from that, I didn't realise before, you just, from that thing, you don't actually, the throwing mechanism, the sort of pretend underarm movements, does it? You actually just press a button and that does the thing. Oh, God, that's awful. So you don't need to move your hand.
Imagine getting a 2 just for going to the bathrooms.
So 4 shots and 5 shots, and it's just you get your cornhole. Cornhole in my bunghole.
Yes.
To be fair, when I was that age, I probably didn't give a shit either. I would just yeah, let's just throw it, and yeah, who cares?
Power fail. Imagine you fail. Imagine there's a way to knock
It's not ace.
the cornhole out.
Not possible.
What?
Magic.
I'm gonna win anyway if I get zeros. If I just get zeros, then if I get 3 and a 1, we're just gonna.
What's a fair assessment? If he just gets 0 and the other kid's already scored something, then yeah, he's going to win.
If I get 3 and a 3, okay, I got a 1. All I need is 3. Unless you knock yours off.
Way off.
Okay. Just one.
Such interaction between elements on the board there. It's amazing. Can we just have that again?
Just one.
Wow, Starfield, watch out.
At least you got 2. All one got 2 and 2. Who will win? Me or Seth? I love how the board is just so slimy. That's the funny part.
Still no win.
So it's just the same, exactly the same thing in another location that just looks awful.
Wait, if I can just.
Yes! What? No.
It's also random.
One.
No.
Yeah. You just got. Here's my.
No.
I got a trick now. I think I got it now.
Tell me your secrets.
No.
Magic.
I'm not gonna tell you my secrets. I'll tell you after Cornhole.
Windy Pops.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you my secrets after we do this.
big foul.
Only my thing wasn't there.
Again, more by luck than judgment.
My trick would have worked, but the thing was there.
Amazing.
Do you want to hear my secret?
Is this in 4K 60 frames a second?
So since the board is so slidey, if you don't have it on the arrow, it will slide to the thingy. That's my secret.
It will slide to the thingy. Brilliant.
That's how you. So yeah, you don't want to go too. Yeah, see, you don't want to go too much like that, unless you're like.
The physics there. Let's just try that again. It's so, it's just exactly like it'd be in real life.
That, unless you're like.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
He kicked it off the board, but Vladimir, why would you do that? Cause. Oh Oh!
No, that should went in.
That probably would go in normally, but, you know, the board is so slimy.
That should went in.
You don't
The Tallarico is so slimy.
want to go too fast.
Double cornhole.
Double
There's no words.
cornhole. It's the same throw. Like, seriously. Don't go too much. Okay.
I wonder if DJC has enjoyed his own cornhole.
No, you want to go high, but you want to go low. Oh. Thank you for holding my thing so that no one, like, takes it.
No.
I thought Mullis pops up in this.
Yeah.
The creator of physics would be very mad at this game.
I'm gonna get.
Yeah, hang on, what did he say? He said, yeah, here we go.
No.
Yeah.
The creator of physics would be very mad at this game.
The creator of physics will be very mad at this game. So it's like, as I mentioned, competitive dad from the Fast Show. He always forces kids into playing things they didn't want to play. So yeah, he'd just be like, "Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. You've got to play it." And yeah, and they would get to play it, and they'd just quite happily take the piss. If with him they're allowed to get a word in edgeways.
I'm gonna get a 1. You're gonna get a 0.
Man, it's high stakes now.
There's
No.
no win.
Hey, last round.
Last round.
Discount Gary Oldman's on his way.
Who will win? Me or Seth? Probably me.
Who wins? Tommy wins, because Tommy never loses.
Or not.
Remember, you can make it higher, and it won't bounce as much. It won't slide as much if it's higher.
What? Oh no.
Wow.
If you, that,
Amazing.
that's the one then. Physics of dropping L. Please do that.
Hashtag update physics.
So yeah, that's the other slide has it. Hashtag update physics. Because it's just see that one again. Because you just, yeah, I think you sort of set what you want the throw to be like. It's a bit like sort of it's like an old golf game leaderboard in the 80s, and you'd have to sort of try and it's very difficult to try and explain, but you sort of have the swing going one way, then the swing going back the other way, and somehow that would mean you get the you played exactly like you would not play a real game of golf, and somehow that would get the golf ball in the right place. But yeah, it was just all over the place, and that's what as I say. That's sort of you set it before you take the shot, and then you just press a button and off it goes, and that's what you're doing with this. There's no doing the underarm throw is a waste of time.
That should have won then. Physics of dropping L. Please do that.
So just flip straight onto the ground.
Hashtag update physics.
Hashtag update physics. So I'm sure, yeah, Gary Oldman's not very happy. See, by doing nothing, it's just it actually gets on the board.
Someone knocked my thingy in. Daddy, would you move that in, please? Nah. No, yeah.
Way over.
And
Wonder why the sound keeps dropping in and out at their end.
whatever that did. Yay!
Excuse me, what?
I'm gonna win no matter what. I won. I got 3. I win this round.
Excitement, she wrote. The following was played on the Amico mobile controller app. So yeah, he's got his little cap on again, saying, "I'm Jewish. You all hear me roar. I am Jewish. Hear me roar." Da da da. Da. Just all religion is made up bullshit. All these Bibles are all written by man when they had nothing better to do, and mankind had nothing better to do at the time because there was no. There's no Homes Under the Hammer on BBC TV in the morning, so they just thought, let's just write some books that Full of bullshit. Some mad people will believe in a few years' time. Yep, looks like shit. After all that preparation. Sabrina what? Sabrina Spada? Boys, boys, boys are looking for a good time. Who the fuck is Sabrina Spada? Or was it the name's been changed to protect the innocent? I don't know. Maybe Tommy Turner. Maybe it's DJC's alter ego when he's down the drag club. Who knows? Yep, great. Minutes of fun here. Terrific. Great. Hashtag update Amico. So I guess this Sabrina person is just an AI character, just because so it doesn't look like Mike's playing with himself. And the kids have thought, fuck this for a game of soldiers. Got any time today? Jesus Christ. Looks like the other ones. Rock, alright, so it's obviously AI characters. Which is shit. Ooh. Looks like it needs to put a bit of ointment on that, that sort of, looks like a sore bottom. Oh. Wow. Thrilling. I'm falling asleep thinking about it. I really am almost. It's that fucking boring. It didn't help that last night I had about 3 hours sleep because I just woke up. Well, maybe 4 hours, and I woke up about half seven. No, about 4.5 hours. So I woke up at 7:30, and I just was shattered and could not get back to sleep because it's so humid at the moment. And going nearly at the end there, and yeah, that's it. Wow, well, that's amazing, Mr. Mullis. So yeah, well, I'm going to put in money for pre-order again, and if Amazon don't want to take it, I'm just going to damn well have to force money to Tommy's hand myself, you know, when he's next down at Video Games Live. So yeah, that's just boring as fuck. I have since learned there's sort of an official Cornhole game that's been released on Steam about 3 months ago, and it's got a load of mixed reviews. I think you can do like 2 hour like trial things, or you get a refund within 2 hours. I'll have to look into that so I don't end up paying 25 quid for it and then can't get my money back. But I might try that and then and then see where we go with that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Not only about this, but also the people in the bloody concerts. Ugh, bloody annoying. But yeah, I may as well throw in this video because it'll make people watch it, and you can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, please like this video, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, click on the bell for all the notifications, and cue Genesis.